Puffs and murderous mixology stuff.
Welcome to Paranormal Puffs and Murderous Mixology Stuff. My name is Marissa, and this is Bob.
I am fucking sober today, guys, so give me a break, you know what I mean? Being sober is boring, and, you know, you got your brain running around telling you all kinds of crazy shit, making you want to just yell at your fucking wife and smack your kids, but you can't do that. You can't get high. You can't drink. Life is miserable, bros. But sometimes you have to do it to be a better person and shit, and that's what I am doing. So if you're out there on the same kind of struggle to be a better person, just remember, one more hit's not going to kill you. One more needle to the arm, not a big deal. One more crack inhale is not going to be that big a deal. Just one more is not a big deal.
But you're
and,
drinking
and there's
right
always
now, dude.
And there's always tomorrow. Yeah, but
You're drinking right now.
yeah, but me drinking is basically me sober. I'm just going to have one shot or two so I can do this podcast and not kill someone.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, it's what it is that I have a theory, okay? And it's that you can never in life do your substance of choice, because if you do, bad things will eventually happen to you. It will catch up to you and you will like it too much. You can do other substances, it's not the one you like.
Babe, you've been smoking for ever since I known you.
Yeah, and it hasn't really worked out that great.
Okay.
Yeah, you just like me smoking because it keeps me down. You're kind of like one of those bosses that just wants his worker to never leave, so he always has the factory up and running and shit. You just want him to make enough money to just show up and be happy, but not enough so he can get his own factory. You know what I mean? You just want me here smoking weed all day, not getting buff as shit.
What?
So women out there aren't just throwing their panties in my faces.
Oh my gosh. No, you want to hear kind of a crazy story? One time I used to work at this decal company. The owners were from a different country, and he was telling me when he was 12 years old, his boss made him try crack for the first time, and he got super addicted to it, and then his boss would just pay him in crack.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, see, that's awesome. And that's probably cool on the boss's part. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, that's how fucked up it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a very weird story, because I thought
they would tell me really
that doesn't
weird
even make
stories.
sense, because crack is like a U.S. type of epidemic, I thought.
So this was the boss that was trying to get me to lie to my mom. This was when I was a teenager at the time.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get me to come out the house and lie to my parents and take me places, you know?
Yeah.
So he was being kind
and
of...
somehow he was the only guy that was not successful at that.
You're so stupid. It took me a while to get... I was like, what do you mean? What are you saying?
That was a joke, you guys.
No, my mom is absolutely not. No, because I ended up telling my mom. But anyways... Okay, so are you ready for today's story? You have 2 shots of vodka in your system.
I only have one. I have the other one. I haven't taken it yet, but I'm going to. And this show is brought to you by Pube Trimmer. So you guys have probably heard of Manscaped. This is a very similar type of product. It's one of those buzzing things you trim your pussy and your dick with, and so that way people suck and lick them.
Ew.
And if you log on to pubetrimmer.com and order now with code ParanormalPuffs and Murderous Mixtory Stuffs by Bob and Marissa, you can save 5%.
That's a long-ass code.
Yeah. Well, we have to get credit somehow, man. And, so that's cool. Pube Trimmer. Thanks, guys, for sponsoring the show.
All right, babe. Well, I know you don't care, but maybe someone
No,
cares.
I care about our sponsors. That's what I care about. Do
you know what I'm drinking today?
Yeah, of course I do.
What am I drinking?
Liquid.
Okay. Do you know?
Alcoholic liquid.
Yes, alcoholic liquid.
I knew it.
Yeah, I'm trying to drink everything up. Should I tell them about our...
Oh, because we're moving?
Yeah.
We're moving out of our house, guys.
We're moving out of our house, and I don't want to... I know you can't, really travel with open containers.
Yeah, you can. You
cannot travel... what if we get pulled over and they see that we have open bottles of alcohol?
You can't get pulled over with open containers, but you could try. As long as you don't get pulled over, you're not going to get a ticket.
I know, but we would be the one... If I traveled with all those open bottles, I would be the one to get pulled over. And that would be a whole thing. So I'm just
but we're moving to Mexico where all that shit is legal anyway.
But getting there, first off, is the issue. So I'm trying to drink all the liquor that I have.
Speaking of Mexico, I'm sure we have a lot of Mexican fans out there. And if we do, I just want to let you know that yo hablo español, okay? So...
Oh, do it in Japanese. Konnichiwa.
Watashi wa Nihongo hanasemasu.
Ooh, very cool, babe.
Thank you.
Hebrew.
Hebrew, I could read and write it a little bit. Same thing with Latin, but I don't really speak any of it too much.
All right. Stop
English,
showing off,
I do know very well.
Use
So I know words like hippopotamus, even longer words than that. So anyway, you guys, thanks for tuning in. We have another wonderful week of Paranormal's Puffs and Murderous Mixology stuffs. Also, this week we are brought to you by Personal Truck Nuts.
We already did personal truck nuts last week.
They can pay us more money.
You're so dumb.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. What are you drinking?
Oh, thank you, baby. I
Yeah.
thought you'd never ask. I'm drinking equal part. Your face. I'm drinking equal parts of Malibu rum, vanilla vodka, and pear juice, as well as apple juice. And it's actually really good. Just make sure that everything is cold, because mine was not. So that's the only takeaway.
That does sound good.
It is really. You want to try some?
No, I'm good. Just remember, guys, that if alcohol is a problem, hide it, because you can. Okay?
Are you saying that I have a problem?
You'll get away from it. No, you don't have a problem.
I
no.
don't think. Yeah, I don't have a problem.
And I don't think anyone technically has a problem if they're still, getting along with their life okay.
What about my dad?
Dude, your dad is a machine. I've never seen someone like her father, okay? So this guy drinks a lot, okay? Like, let's say probably 8 to 10 drinks a night, conservatively estimating that. For, I would say, probably like at least 40 years, okay?
Yeah.
And he's in better shape probably than like an average 25-year-old.
Maybe
easily.
That's the key, is staying in shape.
Easily. Yeah, I think it's because he worked out his whole life. But
yeah, maybe that's the key.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that guy could easily tell you that he's a vegan and has never touched alcohol or drugs in his whole life. And you'd be like, yeah, that seems to make sense based on your appearance. So, yeah, you guys can be out there. You can win, too. All you have to do is work out.
All you have to do is work out.
Yeah, you can do heroin, whatever you want, kids.
Babe, no. Do not do drugs and stay in school.
Meh.
All right, you ready for today's episode? It's a little bit of a murder and a haunting. So I thought we'd get the best of both worlds.
Awesome.
Because there we get paranormal and we get your true crime side. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the Villisca Axe Murder House. Do you know about it? The Villisca murders?
How's it spelled? Because it sounds familiar.
I believe it's spelled Villisca in Iowa State.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I have not heard of that. I don't think.
So basically, it was a murder of a family and their two family friends. It happened in 1912 in June. And it's one of the United States is one of their biggest murder mysteries in U.S. history. And so basically what happened, it was a sleeping family, like I said, and the killer slipped into their house when they were gone. And it was said that he hid in the attic. They know this because they found cigarette butts in the attic, and they attributed him hiding in there. He waited for everyone to fall asleep. And then when everyone was sleeping, he snuck out the attic and took everyone's lives.
Oh.
So do you know about this one?
No, but I've heard stories like that before where people think that someone's in their house and
Creepy.
It turns out that they're right.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I think I saw one on Mr. Ballin a long ass time ago. And I think that guy lived in the house for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this one was, I think, just a night. And actually, there's been a couple things. I'll get into it later on, but there's a couple theories that maybe he wasn't hiding in the attic. Maybe he was hiding in the closet type status. Or maybe he just walked in on the night. So there's a couple different theories, but the main one is that he was hiding in the attic, smoked a couple of cigarettes, waited for everyone to fall asleep. When they fell asleep, he did his fucking evil deed. So it was the Moore family, and they were members of their local church. The wife was named Sarah Moore, and she was involved in helping set up Children's Day at the church on June 10th. So when she went to her children were big parts in Children's Day. It's kind of this thing where they put on this little play or whatever, and it's basically all about the children of the church, and they just do this whole little service. So that was set up, and then their two family friends were also part of it as well, and she just kind of set everything up, and the kids were involved, and it was a good day. So the church service ended at 9:30. So the Moore family included Sarah, which was the mom, Josiah, which was the dad, and their three children. Herman was 11 years old, Catherine was 10 years old, Boyd was 7 years old, and Paul was 5 years old. Catherine and her 2 friends, which were sisters, were named Ina and Lena. And after church, they decided they wanted to have a sleepover at the Moore's house. So they decided to ask their parents if they could stay the night with Catherine, and regretfully, the parents obviously said yes. The family and the
That's why you never let your kids spend the night at someone else's home.
I mean, I would be more scared for
I'm
other
just kidding.
reasons.
I'm just kidding. But yeah,
I mean,
you
what
can
are the
let them spend
odds?
the night.
Like
Yeah,
the one time you let them spend the night, something like dreadful happens. I mean, gosh.
On that note, like when you were a kid, spending the night at your friend's house was like
the best thing ever.
Yeah, it was like
it really was.
the tits, and and then like fooling around and doing it with that friend.
What the fuck?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, what?
Just kidding.
I
But
was
no,
like, were you
spending the
sleeping over
night.
girls' house or guys'
No,
house?
spending the night at your friend's house was like so much fun for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then like when you were real little, you'd like have like a sleepover party, and then like one little bitch kid would have to go home to his parents. You know what I'm talking about? Did that ever happen to you? You have like a sleepover, and the kid would be like,
I never had like multiple people like sleeping over. I think I just had a friend sleep over, and no, that never happened to me. But I think I like I've seen that like on TV, and I read the children's books, and that happens. Like there was like one with what is it? Not the Bernstein Bears. Where it's like Kermit and Miss Piggy and stuff. I used to have those books, and I think like Kermit the Frog went over to the bear Fozzie's house.
Yeah.
And then he got scared of the shadows that were like made, and then anyways, I think he called his mom to like pick him up. I remember reading that when I was a kid.
Makes sense.
Anywho, so
Bernstein Bears, yeah, how about them? They're cool.
yeah, that's old school.
I think there's like some conspiracy theories about them.
Really? Like
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. I can't remember. If you guys know, drop us below.
Oh, maybe like they were real people or something like that?
Or just like that they had bad intentions
When
or something,
making
or
that?
just like were dicks.
The Bernstein Bears had bad
Yeah, I don't
intentions?
know. I've just heard like, I can't remember, and I'm not going to Google it.
Yeah, no
You
worries.
know?
You're fine.
Yeah. But you guys let us know. Google the Bernstein Bears. and
Yeah.
Tell us,
Let us
what
know
you
if
find
you hear
out.
anything. All right, so
Also, I think we lost like one of our 2 fans, by the way.
oh, on YouTube.
Yeah,
One
what
of our
happened to my boy
subscribers?
Shadowstalker, bro? I was
Oh.
shouting you out like every episode, and there you were, just commenting. Did you break? I feel like maybe he broke up with his girl. You know what I mean? Because
I
they
don't
used to
think
do this
so.
together. They used to love our podcast.
I think
they
last
would
time
bang
he said
to
he
it.
got like busy. They would bang to it.
Yeah. Can you imagine banging your girl to my
Yes.
voice?
Ew,
I feel like that would
babe.
not be great for you. You know, but he liked it.
And all you're saying is stop coming so hard.
Yeah,
You don't
he
have to
liked
come
it.
so hard.
Yeah, and stop choosing your favorite substance. Yeah, those are my 2 rules. Don't come so hard and don't choose your favorite substance. It's
Oh.
a bad slippery slope. And so ultimately my point is that I think we lost him as a fan, and
No, I
I don't
think
know what it is.
I think he's probably just busy. Yeah.
Who's he stalk? He's probably stalking. He's out there just stalking in the shadows, just creeping along probably.
Oh, goodness, no. I think he's still there. Maybe they just got busy this week or something. All right. Oh, but shout out to the German follower. He commented.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
It's trouble. It's hard to communicate because all I know how to say is my grandma's German.
Yeah.
But
you can just say hello.
yeah, hello. My name is Bob. I know German. I like German potatoes. No, but in all seriousness, like I watch a lot of cooking channels on YouTube, and German cooking channels are pretty awesome. They do like a lot of potato and egg dishes that are super cool that you don't normally see. So yeah, we're also sponsored by those potato and egg dishes. So shout out to them.
All right. You ready to get back in?
And also crotch. What are those called? Crotch holsters. Yeah, I forgot. We're sponsored by crotch holsters. That's pretty cool. You ever hear of a crotch holster? Yeah, it's for your pistol. Like, you know, so that way you can keep your pistol right where your junk would be, so it looks like you have a big cock.
Oh my god.
And then if some shit goes down, you just take out your gun.
What if you accidentally shoot your penis?
No, you won't, because of the design of the holster. It's not. You think these guys are novices? No, they've been dealing with this shit for years. So it's a holster that goes right over your junk, and it just makes it look huge. Okay, if you get it depends whatever type of gun you want to get.
What if you're holding a shotgun?
it doesn't fit shotguns. It's more for like a pistol, and it just so you can kind of show that you're packing.
You're packing.
And then if some guy tries to challenge you can't fight in Costco, take out your fucking gun and shoot him. Only problem
Babe,
is
what the fuck?
people see you have a small dick, so make sure you crouch over or something. So anyway, thank you to them.
Okay. So anyway, the family and the two friends headed home and arrived no later than 10 p.m. By midnight, the family had fallen asleep and a merciless killer had to make his move. They lived in a small town called Villisca, located in Iowa State, where everyone knew everyone, and because of this, they never locked their doors. Unfortunately, a sadistic opportunist took advantage of this and snuck into their house while they were away at church, hid into the attic, smoked a couple cigarettes, and he waited there. He had an axe in his hand that he found from the yard that Josiah used to use when he would cut his firewood. And this is also like a thing. I feel like people now know, like, never use or leave weapons by your on your lawn, because I feel like a lot of the times, like, random kills.
You said don't leave weapons on your lawn?
Well, they used an axe. Like, back in the day, everyone had axes and stuff like that. And so the killer took the husband's axe that was left on the lawn, and that's what he used to, like, murder the family.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah, like, I feel like I think that's a known thing now, like, never to, like,
yeah, don't leave axes on the front lawn. You know what I mean? And also, like,
lock your doors.
Yeah, don't leave an axe and then, like, directions to your bedroom and where your shit's located. You know what I mean? Just obvious shit.
A second theory was that the killer waited in the spare bedroom, and it was said that he waited in the spare bedroom because during the investigation, I believe they found, like, cotton stacks, like, of cotton, and it was imprinted of, like, someone sitting on the cotton. So it could be that he waited in the spare bedroom or in the attic, or maybe both. Who knows? So moving on. So once all the family members in the house fell asleep, the murderer would creep down the stairs of the attic and bludgeon his first two victims, starting with the dad, Josiah, who was beaten with the sharper end of the axe.
Smart. Always start with the dad, you guys.
Oh, you have to. You have to take out the guy first, because if he wakes up, then you're fucked.
Like, if it were me, I would definitely go for me first in this house. I'm just
for sure.
saying that because you are very dainty and you could be easily handled.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Did I turn you on?
You did.
Okay.
Just kidding.
That's awesome.
Right.
No, that's cool. I finally turned on a woman. Awesome.
Leader of the incels.
Yeah, honestly, I started a really cool incel community, but
Follow on Reddit.
Yeah, since I get laid, though, occasionally, I've turned into,
you?
like, some kind of a leader. You know what I mean? Because, like, we bond over a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, I still converted for the win. You know what I mean? And they're still bumbling it.
You're so funny.
Overall, I feel for them, though. You know, it's very painful not having your ween insignificant poon.
Oh my God, you're so dumb. Okay, so he hit the father with the sharp end of the axe, unlike everyone else. So everyone else was hit, like, I guess, bludgeoned with the dull side of the axe. I kind of, like, researched a little bit why that happened. Like, why would you? Because I would think you would want to use, if you're a killer. In a killer's mind, I would think you would.
It probably is similar to, like,
know why? Yeah.
Yeah, when you use, like, the other side of the hammer, you know what I mean? It's like you want to take out the nail.
Kind of. Okay, so basically,
I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I was like, okay, I didn't know where you were going, but I was like, maybe I do. But basically, I guess when you use the dull side of the hammer, it, like, smashes everything and just kind of, it's like a merciless kill. And then when you use the sharp end of the hammer, it can kind of get stuck into things, versus, like, if you use the dull side, it won't. And you can, like, smash faster. And if you're going to kill everyone in the house, then you don't want others to wake up. So if you just use the dull side of the hammer, you can, like, quickly get in a few, like, I guess, hits per se, versus
nice.
If you were to use.
I hope you guys are writing this down out there, because most of the people that would listen to the show will probably kill someone one day. So just take notes.
Please don't. Jesus.
No, don't obviously, and you know, but I'm just assuming. I'm just making a big assumption out there. So obviously, you know,
obviously don't kill people. And I think, like, I was also doing some research too. Sorry to get off topic, but I was like doing some research too, and it seemed like axe killing was kind of popular back in the day, and it's not so much popular now. Now we use more like gun. Yeah, there was so many axe cases.
Nice.
Back in like the early 1900s and the 1800s.
We should get sponsored by some kind of an axe. That'd be cool.
That's kind of fucked up though. No.
Yeah. Good point. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
So anyway.
Okay. So in one case, he raised the axe so high that it actually put a hole in the ceiling, and the hole is still there till this day. This did not stop him from quickly swinging the axe down and killing both Sarah and the husband. He continued to do this for the rest of the murders, which included the children. So one thing that I was thinking about, though, this all happened in the night, and I'm like, man, he only did their face. He was like so accurate with his swingings, like, you know what I'm saying, like in the dark, because I don't even think this house had electricity. And I'm like, if you're doing this in a pitch black house for them to get like accurate like headshots each time, it's like pretty crazy. Like, I wonder if there was
this
some
all
light device.
reminds me of like that one kid who was actually on Dr. Phil when he's in prison. He did like this little Dr. Phil interview, but he also there's I think an Explore with Us on YouTube on this kid, but he murdered his mom with an axe.
What?
And it was like kind of random in the sense like they just went and saw a movie and like they had a nice day, and then she just went down and laid to sleep, and then he just murdered her with an axe. Jesus. And there's like not much reason to it. Like he wasn't abused or anything. He was just
say
like
why?
I can't remember exactly. I think it's just he thinks he's like a really dark, evil person or something like that.
One of those people I know. Yeah, one of those people.
And
like,
he was trying to like...
He's gloom and doom. And
even how he talks and like they'd ask him questions and he would just laugh type thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think there was like much reason like he was abused or
honestly
anything.
Can't stand people like that. It's just like you guys are... It's just like... but let me not be. But I feel like I can be. Like if you're like that, I'm judging. Yeah. It's just like one of you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a fucking loser. Anyway. But I mean, he's a fucking killer. Who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't care about your, I'm so scary and I like dark things. So I'm going to kill my mom. See, I'm so fucked up in the head. Like, you know, like, I don't know.
He's not, no one's saying he's sympathetic. I don't think anyone out there would
I mean, I know, but I was just kind of feeling like messed, like, I don't know. Anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, no one should kill their mom with an axe, especially if she was nice to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're
Write
fucking,
that down.
Like, God, it's just like people are so fucking pathetic, man.
Yeah.
And like, if you really feel that way, then get help.
Especially the guy
There's
at Chipotle today.
There's nothing wrong with getting fucking help.
The guy at Chipotle today. No. Forget all that. Okay, so I ordered two things. Right. Here's what I said. I said, I'll take chicken and pork, half and half on the bowl, and on the burrito I'll take double chicken. He did it the other way. Okay.
Yeah, he
mixed them up. See what I'm saying? Now people get killed for that shit all the time. No, I'm just kidding. But he did fucking do that shit.
Okay. So after he did the same thing with the children, he then made his way to the guest bedroom, which is where Lena and Ina would sleep. Lena was the one who awoke during this time because she was the only one who had defensive wounds. She had a gash on her knee and a wound on her arm. A broken clock watch was actually found on her bed, and they assumed that the clock watch was the killer's, and she ripped it off when she was fighting for her life. She was also found crosswise in the bed, and her clothes were disheveled. There were no signs of rape or molestation on her, but when they found her, her nightgown was pulled up and she had no underwear on.
No good.
Yeah.
A lot of times no underwear can be good, but not then.
Yeah, no. She was 12 years old and her sister was 8 years old.
Oh, fuck. That's fucking terrible. Did you already say the ages? I must have missed that.
I did say the ages, but I'm not sure if I said it of the friends. That's why I wanted to like add that in there.
Okay.
So after he finished his gruesome act, he covered all the heads with pieces of clothing, and he also covered up the mirrors. I also found that he like covered up at some point during the murdering. He, I think, covered up the windows as well with bed sheets, and I think that was to like stop anyone from like looking in and seeing. So I guess maybe that's how he was able to see like where he was like swinging the axe. Like maybe if the windows were open. No, but if he had them covered up and then it was pitch black, how would he be so accurate with his swings? I don't know. But anywho. So all of the mirrors were covered up with clothing, and then he covered up their faces with clothing as well. which I find a little odd. He also left a 4-pound slab of raw bacon in the guest bedroom. Do you want to know what people speculate that was for? And he left this next to the axe, by the way.
No.
Okay, so people have speculated now that it was used as an artificial vagina. He ejaculated in it.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah. And then
I've used a lot of things
but
as
not
an
raw
artificial
bacon, but not raw bacon.
vagina. No, definitely not raw bacon. But we
Yeah.
have some in the fridge, maybe later.
Ew, that'd be so gross.
No, but seriously, you guys, everyone knows that the best artificial vagina is your fucking hand. Okay?
It's your fucking hand.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Yeah.
With lotion.
No.
Not with lotion.
Yeah. That reminds me of the fucking park the other day, though.
What?
Those guys like we're
Oh yeah, those
our
stupid
kids
teenagers.
are like swinging, and there's like a pack of like 30
Freaking-
teenagers
yeah.
just there like talking about making girls squirt.
Yeah,
Like
I'm like,
they've
okay.
ever made a girl squirt
exactly.
before.
And I feel like they were talking
except for
extra
their
loud.
sister. Yeah.
They were talking extra loud just so we could hear, just so we could be like, oh my gosh, they get pussy.
No.
And in our heads, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, teenagers are so dumb.
My 3-year-old was impressed though because he also aspires to get tons of pussy, and so it was pretty enlightening for him because he didn't know that he could make girls squirt like that.
Yeah, and why are you talking so loud like that? Like when kids are around. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
We
and
ended
for
up
me
leaving.
too. Even I never thought I could learn how to make a girl squirt from a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Turns out I can, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's all you had to do.
Yeah.
So from now on, I'm definitely
Go to the park to get all your sex advice
yeah.
from a bunch of 12-year-olds.
I do, and so I will. Pew, pew. That's what I do to the vagina. Pew 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 pew.
So,
pew.
anyways, babe, the killer went on to cook himself a meal. He left it uneaten, or he had little of it to eat because it was basically a full cooked meal left on the table. He also left behind a bucket of bloody water right next to the meal that he had prepared, suggesting that he had cleaned himself up before disappearing into the night and never to be found. They did have a couple of suspects, with the main one being Reverend George Kelly. He was described as a scrawny, excitable traveling preacher.
If he's I think
who
he
didn't
did it.
like children.
No, this guy did it, man. If he's a reverend, he did it. Good chance.
Yeah, and if you look at his picture, I will post some pictures on our Instagram if you guys want to check that out.
He's holding a girl with a boner, you guys.
No.
A little
No,
baby,
it
and
said
he has
that
a big boner. You do the math.
It says that he doesn't like children.
Oh.
Yeah. And so anyways, I'll post a picture on our Instagram. That's at ParanormalPuffs. So be sure to follow us if you guys want to see that and look at that.
Also, our merch just dropped.
No, we don't have merch.
We dropped those cock rings.
Those cock
at
rings.
midnight tonight.
And it has
which is
Bob's
pretty
face
cool.
on it. So
yeah. Which is awesome. It'll make your dick stay hard, and
your girl can look at it.
Yeah, which is awesome. So that's cool. And so thanks for that, you guys. And if you order now, you'll get that shit by tomorrow. So go ahead.
All right, babe. So Reverend George Kelly, he came to town on June 8th, which was 2 days before the murder. So on June 9th, he attended the same family service, which was Children's Day, that the Moore family kind of put together. It was kind of like one of the theories was saying that he kind of got obsessed when he saw them, and then he followed them home and then waited for them to sleep and then snuck into the house and then murdered everyone. That was one of the theories. And then he also left town on June 10th at 5 a.m. It was a scheduled time for him to leave anyway, but it was just kind of sketchy that he left exactly right after the murders occurred. And then it was someone testified saying that the preacher was heard saying that 8 people had been murdered when he was on the train leaving. And this was before anyone had even heard of the murders. So is that not sketch?
How many? 8?
8 people, because it was a family of 6 and then the two girls that slept over. So it would be a family of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he was, I guess, heard saying on the train that 8 people had been murdered.
Well, I mean, he's a reverend, so he does talk to God. God would also know that. I'm just being logical here, so maybe that's how he found out.
Yeah, so they ended up taking him to trial for the murders. He went to trial 2 times. The first one was a hung jury, and then the second one was an acquittal. Besides actually confessing to the murders, he was also known around town as a peeping Tom, and 2 days before the murder, he was caught peering into the window of a woman's house. He also put an ad in the paper seeking a lady for pleasure, and when he got a reply, he started asking her to do like really filthy things that she said, I don't want to offend the court by repeating what he wanted me to do. But
yeah,
it was,
but she could
terrible.
just be one of those fucking girls that's all stuck up saying she did. Oh, he asked me to stick his thing in my mouth. You'll never
True.
believe how fucking gross
True.
that was.
Exactly.
It was so nasty.
Yeah.
You know?
How dare you ask me to suck it?
Yeah.
I will never do
Yeah.
that.
She could be like you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. It was me back in the 1900s.
Yeah.
It was also said that he wrote letters to the police investigators and to the family of the deceased talking about the murders. So basically, he just kind of became obsessed with the murders, and he actually pretended to be a reporter one time, like an investigator, just to get access to the house. It was rumored that he actually sent a blood-stained shirt to be laundered. However, the shirt was never retrieved, and that's why people say it was a rumor. So during his confession, Kelly mentioned that on the evening of June 9, he went on a walk to clear his head and was contemplating a sermon on slaying utterly. He eventually arrived at the Moore residence. In a trance, he stumbled upon an axe, entered the house, and it began the violent act. Kelly stated that he targeted the adults initially, but upon hearing an urging voice to continue, he proceeded to attack the Moore children. His actions led him downstairs, where he heard what he believed to be God's voice, prompting him to carry out the same fate with the Stingling girls.
Nice. That reminds me. If you think that you've heard God's voice, you have not.
What about prophets?
No, they don't exist. I think all prophets are just crazy fucks. Okay? And here's the thing. Okay, so let's say at bare minimum, only prophets of one religion are right. So all the other prophets that disagree with that religion are crazy fucks. So let's say at least 95% of prophets mathematically
Are, yeah.
crazy fucks, but it's actually 100.
Okay, so they ended up getting evidence. They had him swing an axe, and when he swung the axe, he used his left hand. And guess what? The killer was actually left-handed based on the evidence that was left behind in the axe swings. So they were like, oh, this is our guy right here with the confession and everything like that. They're like, this is the guy who did it. So he ended up still being acquitted, even though people thought he was guilty, because he was 115 pounds and he was 5'2". He had a long history of being in and out of mental hospitals, and he just wasn't mentally sound. So people basically thought that he wasn't physically or mentally capable of committing the crimes that were done. It was also...
Nice. That's like me. Like a lot of people in high school, they're like, how did that guy bang her? You know what I mean?
I could see that.
Like
well,
that
not
guy,
with you. I'm not saying that with you, but I'm saying I could see like people in school where it's like, how are you dating that guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what?
It's like, no, because I cracked the code, you fuck.
And it's just having confidence. Like,
no, it's not that. No, it's just cracking the code.
What's the code?
Every woman has a different code, okay? And it's just the secret is that you have to figure out how to mind fuck
I
them.
feel like your mind fucking is lying though. Like you lied to me so much when we first got together. You said you loved drinking, and we drank and drank and drank, and I was like, you're the best ever.
I never said I love drinking.
Well, you drank with me.
I never said I loved it. I
Okay.
never even said I
you
liked it.
You said you loved cheese.
I do like cheese, and
You don't love it.
No, I'm not one of those people that just eats sharp cheddar by the handful.
And then remember when
that
I would
doesn't mean
put
I
it on
don't
my
like
rice?
cheese.
You were like, ew, you're putting cheese on your
only
rice.
Only a weirdo would put like a lot of, and I'm saying like a lot of cheese on their rice, and then use like that sriracha mayo. When I met you, that was your daily meal.
Yeah.
You only had one meal a day.
Yeah.
It was a little rice with a little sriracha
and
cheese, and that was it. And these days, now you at least add an egg.
You're so silly. You also said that you loved games. You said you loved playing games.
I like it. Yeah, I was a chess state champion. Like I like games, and I play poker.
But you
like,
never
I like
played games with me.
And I whoop at any game. But like playing with you is like playing with Tiddlywinks. You know what I mean? It's too easy, man. You know, there's no game you can beat me at besides messing with dudes' heads.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Okay, so there was actually a murder that happened a year before, and it was outside of Portland, Oregon, where a family of 4 was murdered with an axe. Some believe that the case had the same murderer. I personally don't think that, because the facts of the case seem a little different. For instance, that killer ended up using the sharp side of the axe to commit the murder. He covered the windows, but not the mirrors. And in the Villisca murder, he covered both. And in the Portland, Oregon murder, or murders, It was sexually motivated, and items were stolen. So the mom and the daughter were actually sexually assaulted, and then some of the items were stolen. However, in the Villisca house, no items were said to be stolen, and it didn't seem like there was a sexual motive. So I was like, I don't think that's the killer. But people do think, because it just happened a year before, and it was like...
You know what I was reading about that is really interesting? I think I can't remember the exact name they give the killer. It's something like the Mesa Bone Collector.
Ooh,
something
that sounds
like
interesting.
This.
What's that?
And
I've never heard of that one.
You know, I think it was in New Mexico. It was just a lot of prostitutes were disappearing. And I think they found like a bone yard where it was just like lot of bodies were buried. And then one pimp caught some guy trying to kill his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, or like...
Because he was outside in the car.
Prostitute?
No, well, his girl. You know what I mean?
Like one of his...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
So he's like outside in the car just waiting for her to like come back with like $100, and she doesn't. So he like goes in, sees that the guy's trying to kill her. He kills the guy. And then all the murders stop.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
It's completely unsolved. Yeah, like that's a pretty interesting one.
That's interesting. So did the pimp like turn himself in? Like,
he went to jail for sure, yeah. They caught him, yeah.
But like good for him for like...
Well, I mean, I don't think I just think he was like, where's my $100? I don't think it was like so planned.
Oh, you don't think he was like, you're trying to murder my girl?
I mean, maybe for like financial reasons. He's like, that's my golden goose.
Well, I'm still
her
glad
pussy
that
make money, dog.
He killed the guy that was like killing everyone.
No, that's super cool. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay, so in Colorado...
In the words of my good friend, for sure.
So in Colorado Springs, there was also another murder case, and people think that this was the same murder as well. So in this case, this one happened in September 1911, and here were some of the similarities. The killer used a blunt side of the axe, in this case, in the Colorado Springs case. He covered the windows with fitted bed sheets, just like in the Villisca murder. He murdered 6 people in 2 different houses, which were next door, so like a lot of people being murdered. He cleaned up, and he left the axe behind, just like in the Villisca murder. And when he murdered them in their beds, and he made the beds. So he kind of like, remember in the Villisca murders, he covered up their faces, but this time he made the beds. So I'm like, I feel like if we were going to say that there was a similar murder, it would be this one versus the one that happened in Portland, Oregon. But I mean, I guess, it is, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. There was kind of like a lot of murders going on that was like via axe.
Yeah, in the future, like, you know, even more so than now, it's going to be really fucking hard to be a serial killer. Like 100 years from now.
And everyone with their Ring doorbells.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone catches it on their Ring doorbell. You know, the car.
Like, they get caught really quick at. Like, there's people that are, like, really, really bright. Yeah. That just, there's really no way you can avoid it. Yeah. And in 100 years, like.
Oh, forget about it.
Like, that one I was watching the other day is that it's very famous. He was a commander of some Canadian Air Force base with like thousands of men below him. He had flown like the Queen of England. Oh, wow. And he was like breaking in to people's houses, women's houses, stealing their underwear. And if you search for his name, Russell Williams, on the internet, you'll find dozens of photos of him in women's underwear and bras that he stole.
Oh, I think
So he would just break into their house.
I think you told me about that.
Take their bra and panties and then dip. And he was cool with that for a little bit. But then he started raping them. And when he got to killing them,
they always escalate.
It was game over.
He
got caught like right away. And you know, it's one of the best interrogations you'll ever see. They use that interrogation, I believe, to teach classes. Like that investigator's so good. Like everything he did is because he got a confession and they needed that confession. Wow. Yeah, like they didn't really have much.
Oh, they didn't have it, but
they had a tire track and a shoe print, which
they were just kind of like
doesn't mean anything.
They were hoping that he would confess, because if not, we're fucked.
The guy knew it was him. Yeah. Like
we had not a strong enough evidence.
Yeah, he needed a confession and he got it, which is super cool. That's like with my little kid, you know, sometimes like I don't know what happened, but he'll tell me and I'm like, go to your room, prick.
Are you talking about our babies?
I'm just kidding.
That's a joke. I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm just fucking around.
Okay. Okay. So Since then, the house has had multiple owners. In the 90s, it was bought and restored and later turned into a museum. You can now take tours and stay there if you would like to. If you want to stay the night, it costs $500, and I believe they do tours for $20. The house is said to be haunted by which spirits we do not know. And why I say that is because they say the spirits kind of seem like they could kind of be evil. And the Moore family was not evil. So they're like, well, we don't know what's in this house. But at other times, they say that the spirits are like kind of friendly or sad, which would kind of mimic or represent the Moore family. So some believe it's haunted by the Moore family, like I said, with Sarah and the girls being mostly present. And others say that the killer might actually be the one that is haunting the house as well. So that's kind of really interesting, like what happened. Like, why would the killer be in the house, or why would there be an evil spirit that's like taking over the house?
Interesting.
It is really interesting. No one knows for sure like who exactly is haunting the house, but one thing seems to be the general consensus, and that is that the house is actually haunted, like for sure haunted.
I think lately my pits are haunted. You know what I mean?
You're
like,
just stressed out, babe.
No, here, let me tell you this. I've been using the same deodorant for over 20 years.
Maybe
okay?
you need to switch it.
The
You're
same
used to
amount, everything. No. So I've been using the same amount, everything like that. Okay, put it on. All of a sudden, I have BO. You know what I mean? What does this mean? I think it probably has something to do with gravity or climate. Or global warming. I think it's probably global warming.
Baby, you're just stressed the fuck out.
Something.
Yeah. Like,
anyway.
I think we're moving, your job changing, like school starting. Like, you're just stressed out, babe. No smoking marijuana.
Yeah, that'd be cool if I could do
Maybe
that.
that's it. Maybe it's because you're not smoking.
Yeah, I should. You're right, I should. I deserve it, don't I?
No, babe, just stay strong.
You're right, I deserve it.
Just stay strong, babe.
I can fucking smoke a joint and be fucking with it.
Okay. When you go here, when you go to the house, you'll see a board. And the board has pictures of paranormal evidence that has been taken by guests who have visited the house. And some of the things that you'll find on the board, I'll post a picture of this on our Instagram as well, are like light flashes. And I know that sounds really dumb, but if you look in multiple pictures taken by different people, it's the same flash of light. It's like this streak of orange, and it's said to be a spirit. And it's weird because I've never taken a picture and seen this flash in my picture before. And the fact that like multiple people keep seeing this flash appear in their picture, it's kind of suspect in my opinion. Another picture, you can see like an apparition of a child. And another one, you can see someone's back, and there's scratches on his back. So those were some of the evidence that you can see, but I'll post that on Instagram, and you guys can make your own judgments and your own decisions on whether you think that it is paranormal or not.
This is another good time to bring up custom truck nuts, I feel.
Why don't you just go start that company, babe?
I want to so bad. There are so many companies I want to start, but I lack time, resources, energy, and drive.
Yeah.
And most importantly, drive.
Well, maybe now that you're not smoking marijuana, maybe you'll have more drive, babe.
No, that would be great. Except the only thing marijuana does is make me happy.
Oh, baby. Our kids don't make you happy?
Of course they do. I said I thought we were talking about marijuana. I didn't say the only thing in the world that's makes me happy is drugs.
Is drugs.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Did I say that? I don't think so.
Okay. So people have encountered just about every paranormal phenomenon in this house. Like anything that you can possibly think of that you think of when it comes to hauntings, it's happened. People have reported hearing unexplained footsteps, tapping, thuds, doors slamming and opening on their own, and furniture moving around by itself. Some have claimed to see apparitions of children and adults, while others have reported feeling intense cold spots and sudden feelings of dread while inside the house. So what I've researched, this house has like intense emotions. So 1 minute you can feel like really angry, very irritable. The next moment you can feel really sad.
I can super relate to this.
So maybe it's just they're going through detox. But no, they said that there's like basically whatever you feel in this house, it's to an extreme, whether it's anxiety, sadness, or irritability. It's said that the house can actually overwhelm you because you can feel such strong emotions. And paranormal investigators and visitors have reported strange occurrences like lights flickering on and off, voices, and objects moving around without explanations. Some visitors have even claimed to have been physically touched and scratched by these unseen entities during their time in the house. They've also have their clothes tugged and pulled, and a couple of the videos that I've watched, people started feeling like back pain, like almost like a pain like someone was like stabbing them in their back. Like I watched 2 separate videos on YouTube, and both of the people were explaining that they're like, I don't know if this is in my head or not, but like I'm feeling like a pain in my back right now.
I know that's like, because sometimes I get that when I'm coming too hard.
What?
You know when you squeeze your butt cheeks so hard while you're coming, and then your back starts hurting because you're like
clenched.
Yeah, you're clenching so much. So I can super relate to that.
Yeah, so I guess that's what they're feeling. It also says that this house can like select you. Like it chooses you to like visit the house, and how it does it is like by your dreams. Like this house will get into your head and it won't leave your head. And when you go to dream at night, you'll just have dreams about this house, and the dreams won't stop until you visit the house. So one of the people that this actually happened to was Amy on YouTube, like Amy Cripps. And her video was called Villisca Axe Murder House Made Me Cry. Most terrifying night of my life, overnight. And I watched this video from start to finish, and I'm just going to share a couple of things that happened in this video, but I definitely encourage you guys to go watch this video if you're interested. It's really fucking crazy. So before even setting up, they have this thing called a Vox.
Also, sorry to interrupt you. I was just thinking, fine. I want some real, this is finally going to be, this is real. I would like some new, like, cool, like, crime channels on YouTube where you can watch some things and some crimes like this. If you guys have any good ones, let me know.
Okay.
So we can do commentary,
Okay.
Yeah. We can even watch an episode and then talk while we watch it. You know what I mean? And we'll obviously be diddling each other while we do it. Do you guys also make love to true crime?
Do we?
Of course we do.
Do we?
No, we don't.
I was like, what?
No, just kidding. If you don't make love to true crime videos, then you're not a freak.
Just some confession tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you remember that one? It's like, all of these holes are like, he was like, we found a 6-foot grave buried in your backyard of like this missing girl. And she's like, oh, I just like to dig holes on my spare time.
You talking about that old lady that was like killing like...
No, it was a girl. I think it was like she was like 16 or something, and then the grandma like chimes in and she's like, oh yeah, the kids are always in the backyard.
No, she
holes.
Wasn't 16. She was younger than that. She was like
14 maybe.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. That's another Explore.
It was like What's Wrong with Alyssa or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the exact title of it. Something like, that's her name, but it's like, yeah, that's an interesting one for sure.
Like,
that's another one that's holes. Like, I am just so dark.
Yeah.
And I hate humanity.
And then she wrote in her journal, like, I killed blah, blah, blah. And then she scribbled it out with pen, and they had this, like, thing where they could take off the scribble. And then it's like, well, in your diary that we recovered, it literally says here that I killed so-and-so. Can you explain that?
Yeah. Yeah, there were yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then that one sucks because then it's like her grandma finds out.
I know,
like,
and the grandma
like shrieking.
Yeah, and then the grandma, and she's like, Grandma, just leave, or something like that. And the grandma leaves the room. Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, there goes your life.
There's one in like Florida where this kid kills his stepmom, and I feel like this one is actually like the kid definitely probably did experience some abuse from his adopted mom.
Yeah,
and I think it's like somewhat documented, but maybe it's not. But I still believe, based on what I've seen, that there was some abuse.
Yeah.
And yeah, the kid killed his adopted mom, and then after he admitted to it, he's like, oh man, I hope I get to go to school next semester when this is all over. And it's like, no, you'll never be out of custody ever again, bro. Now that you said that sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it doesn't even hit him. Like, did you ever see the one? Sorry for getting off topic, but like, did you ever see the one where it's like the girl is drunk and she doesn't realize that she's going to like prison for a really long time? Like, she like killed 2 people.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And she's
of
like
those,
laughing
yeah,
and singing and talking about her vacation to like Mexico or something.
I think those are relatively common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you don't even fucking realize. So, anyways. So on this YouTube of Amy Cripps, the video I just told you guys about, some of like the crazy things that happened. I'm not going to tell you everything because I think you guys should watch this video for yourself. But before they were like even setting up, she set up like her backup camera and they turned on the Vox synthesizer app on her phone. And immediately you hear a voice say, Sarah. And the app is basically supposed to like bring, if you have spirits wherever you are and they are talking, the app kind of brings the voice through so you can hear it. And in case you guys don't remember, Sarah was the name of the mother who was murdered in the house. And so it was really creepy. And then she was like, oh my God, did we get that? Like, she was like, we didn't get that on camera. But they set up the backup camera. So you catch it. It was caught on camera. So when Amy was in the house, she was like doing her YouTube channel. So she's obviously talking about the murders and everything like that. And she has this app on and they tell her to like basically shut up and stop talking about it, which is like really crazy. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry. And then she goes to the other room and talks about it. Another thing that kind of happened is they were like doing some EVPs, electric voice phenomenons, and they were getting some evidence that there were spirits in the house. It was really cool to hear the EVPs. They were really light, but you could hear them. And one of the people who does testings in the house and stuff like that, he's been working there for 20 years. He says that this place is great to get like EVP evidence. And I did some research on Reddit.
I'm sure Zach Baggins should probably just buy the place and stick it in his stupid fucking museum.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a great place. Like, this place is definitely haunted. You can see it. I'm telling you, when you watch this video, you can definitely see it. And the last part I'm going to tell you, because like I don't want to tell you guys everything. I want you guys to watch it for yourself. When she's asking the spirits questions, she said, I want to know what your name is. And it replies, Ina. Remember, that was the name of the girl who was murdered. And then she says, how old are you? And guess what it says? It says
the
8.
age.
Yes. And it was crazy because like you can tell it's not scripted or anything. Like, this is actually happening. Like, dude, this shit is fucking real. It's haunted as fuck. So a couple of things that I found, like when scouring the web on this, I found like some people's experience, what they found in the house. So I'm just going to read them to you guys. This one was on TripAdvisor. It's a screenshot of someone's notes. They took notes of what was happening. And they wrote them down. She went to this house with a group of her friends, and I guess they fell asleep. So it says, sometime after everyone fell asleep, one of the girls woke up because the covers were being pulled off of her. As she watched them being slowly pulled off, she realized no one was doing it as a trick. She pulled the blanket back up, went to sleep, and hoped it didn't happen again. Overall experience, phenomenal. Scary like a motherfucker. Uncomfortable, sad, sorrow, heavy. That's what they wrote. And then all of the friends signed it. So this was by the same person who like wrote all of those notes on the TripAdvisor post. And it says, at 12 o'clock a.m., we were discussing what kind of questions we were going to ask with the pendulum when the person talking heard, shh. The person speaking said, sorry, and asked, well, for what? Like, why do I have to be quiet? That's when we realized that no one in the group said it, and 3 of us heard it. And then lastly, of course, you know, I always have to get from Reddit to see what other people's experiences.
I enjoy Reddit. I've been arguing with some stupid fuck Reddit all night on Reddit about, he's saying how all the roads in our city it's necessary that they're being worked on.
Oh, what an idiot.
To fix it, because he says he works in the road shit.
Oh, what an
asshole.
asshole.
And how it's necessary to like
be
work on the sewers
for the last 20
and all
years
this
on
stuff.
The same shit.
No, and that's why I've been honestly so upset. I just keep arguing with this stupid fuck. And so if you guys could help me wish cancer on him, that'd be nice.
Baby, you
I'm
can't.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that type of shit. I didn't mean that. But if you guys can, fuck that guy.
Okay. Okay, so one person says, I'm spending a night in the Villisca house in Iowa soon, and I've been wondering, has anyone had anything supernatural happen to them there? The website says footsteps and children's voices are the most common occurrences. So I'd like to hear some stories of noises, apparitions, and anything like that, yada yada. And then so one person replied, I went there about a year ago in the daytime. All kind of weird things happened on the screen of my phone when I had the camera app opened. My wife's phone, while recording video, would cut in and out, and the audio was messed up on it. I captured one orb on the video in the downstairs bedroom. It's a very cool place. You leave with a very heavy feeling that took me hours to recover from. And then also, like, going off that heavy feeling. So when you watch Amy, that YouTube video, 1 minute she just starts breaking down crying. And she said she does like hundreds of these investigations and stuff like that. And she's never like felt that way. And just all of a sudden she just kind of like felt overwhelmed with like this heavy feeling.
I would love to see a paranormal investigation where you tell a paranormal investigator, like, hey, this is the fucking most haunted shit in the world.
Yeah.
And it's just like some basic shit. It's just like, and then see what that happens.
Dude, I'm telling you though, like this house, like
have it like a Hollywood set where it's like, hey, this is an abandoned asylum and just all this crazy shit is going on. What'd you get on your e-meter
that'd actually be
over
really
there?
interesting.
And just see what they do. You know what
That'd
I mean?
be
Because
really
I bet you it's the same shit.
But I think I've actually watched this other podcast where they were trying to be ghost hunters and nothing ever appeared.
Yeah, but I would also say this, okay? If there were actually some scientific observable phenomena of the paranormal, we would see it and observe it and be able to recreate it over and over again, as opposed to it being like some guy that's selling snake oil that's a con man. Zach Baggins, you fuck. Give me back my tour money, you piece of shit.
Yeah. No, I hear you, baby daddy.
I had to take her to that for her birthday to make her happy.
Because I fucking love shit like that.
Yeah, she
honestly,
loves
it was amazing. However, I don't like the tour aspect. Why did it need to last?
There was
why
nothing
did it last
cool
like 3 fucking hours?
Like, I probably spent millions of dollars buying like some all this
that was
stupid.
So like
he literally had. Sorry to keep interrupting you. He literally had Lamar Odom's bed that he fucked on, did cocaine on, and almost died on from that one whorehouse. And it's like the first thing he's like. He opened it. He's like, this is a famous bed. Dennis Hoff died on it. Lamar Odom OD'd on it. Next up, we have an old crazy bitch that died. It's fucking awful. And that guy should fucking, I don't know, man. Figure it out or sponsor us.
Yeah. No, I freaking hear you. No, I didn't mind it. I just did not mind. I minded that it was like freaking 3 hours.
I will tell
long.
you this.
It didn't have to be that. Like, because you can see everything in like maybe 30 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. I will tell you this, though. You've done some cool things for my birthday. Like, remember that time you took me to that like coordinated strip show? That was tight.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool.
That was tight.
Pretty
has
cool.
your girl ever done that?
Yeah, I'm a cool girlfriend.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I'm saying. I'm freaking cool.
Yeah.
You need to appreciate me.
Yeah, sometimes you're cool.
Yeah. I'm freaking cool, dude.
I do appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm doing this podcast for you.
Be true.
For you. I save all my funniness for myself, not the world. You know, people are always like, oh, you should go do stand-up. You're so fucking funny. Oh, you're so funny. Oh. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm good being a loser.
Oh, my God.
You know? No, I don't care. You know, that sounds like so much work, you know? And plus, being a stand-up is kind of like just being a clown. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
everyone
like,
else
what is the
just laughs
difference
at you
between being a stand-up and being a clown?
I mean, I think it's the same thing, really.
It's like, I'm not funny. I'm just depressed. And people think that's funny.
Dave Chappelle was depressed as fuck. He was funny as hell.
Yeah, but people think that that's funny, and it's not. It's just depressing.
It's just well, you could go up there.
It's funny to you,
no,
but
you could go up there and be like, I'm 250 pounds. My girlfriend won't even
250 pounds. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, a person could go up there and be like, I'm 250.
I used to be. These days, I'm fit as fuck.
But you could be
I could fuck for hours.
But I'm saying, if during that time you went up there and you were like, I'm 250 pounds, my girlfriend won't even fuck me.
Of course you wouldn't fuck. Listen, if you're 250 and you're not taking steroids and you're fat, okay, and you're wondering why your girlfriend won't suck on your wang, it's because it stinks, okay?
What?
I'm just saying, because if you're fat, your wiener hides inside your rolls and it gets stinky.
Did your wiener ever hide inside your rolls?
No.
So what are you talking about?
I was only 245.
That's what I'm... so an extra 5 pounds.
Yes, obviously, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, this is the last part I'm going to read about this house being haunted, and it was by that schizo guy on Reddit.
It was by that one schizo guy on Reddit.
No, that's literally, it's called that schizo. That's his account, that schizo guy. So it says, yeah, first off, I highly recommend this place. It is in the Southwest Iowa. I stayed with 4 friends. I'm a psych major with a minor in criminal justice. So I was happy to stay in such a historic house. My 4 friends were a lot more afraid than I was. So naturally, they had more encounters. I'm not afraid at all, but that doesn't mean nothing happened. Upon walking in the door, instantly all of the smiles went away. 3 of us just instantly started crying. I'm not the one to cry. There definitely was some kind of energy, not anger or malice, but sadness. My shirt was tugged a few times. While everyone was obsessed with the addict, I was focused on the kids' bedrooms. The killer escaped, so I don't know why people think his spirit is still around. In the kids' bedroom, I rolled a toy ball. The ball broke the laws of physics. We had a level, and the room was relatively even. This ball came dead stop and rolled back to me. It was November, and the heat was blasting. There was a lock on the thermostat. I experienced multiple cold spots that were unexplainable. The place was actually annoyingly hot most of the time. But as a realist, I'm not going to jump right to the conclusions of ghost. My friend followed me down the stairs, but the thing is, I never went downstairs. My other friend gave up and stayed the rest of the night in the barn. The house gave me just enough experience to question if ghosts are actually real, but not enough to verify it.
That'd be cool if like there were some ghosts that would sponsor our show.
There you go. We need a ghost to sponsor us.
Or if we could interview a ghost, that'd be cool to do the like.
Or have another ghost martini.
Yeah,
Do you remember that shit? It was so good.
We could probably get some listeners if we found a ghost to interview.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I think that's what those ghost hunters do, though.
They interview ghosts?
Well, kind of. Yeah, they're like, oh, what is your name? How old are you? Tell me the things.
Yeah.
And honestly, can I like say this? So anyways, to sort of finish up this post real quick, and like I want to kind of say my last 2 cents. It says, which is why I have nothing but questions. I'm trying to make sense of it all. Old house, our brains, but I just don't know. I was 100% skeptical, but I'm about 50-50 now. One thing I know for sure is if you're afraid, shit's gonna happen. So, anywho, what I was going to say is like, I kind of feel like this is like, not trying to be judgy or anything, but if you're going to a house and it is haunted, and it's haunted with like children's spirits and stuff like that, because children were murdered there, hence this Villisca Axe Murder House. First off, I kind of feel fucked up that you're making a profit off of it. Like, and then it's literally called the Villisca Axe Murder House. Like, I feel like it's disrespectful. I feel like they're making money off of it. And I feel like the people who are going to tour it and stuff like that, if you're a ghost hunter, or why not bring someone along to set the spirits free? I think that's the most fucked up thing. It's like, okay, bye. You're like, don't they want to pass over? Help them pass over. Like, but no, instead it's just like, oh, I just want to.
It's unclear because, like, you know, you have an idea, and I don't really, you know, think about spirits much, but your idea of spirits is way different than, like, you know, how someone, let's say, in China or, like, you know, another part of the world might think of spirits.
Possibly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that's relevant.
I was about to say, so why can't they help them? Why can't they help them cross over?
I just had a thought. Like, oh yeah, that's right, crossing over. Because like you have an idea that that's what spirits do, that they want to cross over.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like let's take American Indians, like they don't think spirits do that type of shit. Maybe. Like,
oh, like basically they just
like,
go.
Where did you get that idea from? Do you have like some spirit guidebook? That they're like, oh, the spirit needs to cross over.
Well, then, because that was the case, then so like, everyone would just be
know.
haunting. Or like everyone just, so all spirits just go stay on Earth.
I mean, I don't have the spirit guidebook, you know, and
I think that spirits cross over.
Okay.
And so then my question is, so like people have passed away in our lives before. They don't haunt the places that they died at. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty sure your mom will.
Anywho, that's just my 2 cents. Anything that you would like to say or wrap up with, Mr. Bob?
No, you know, it's a fun week here.
Did you like the story?
Yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting. It's like a good mix of both worlds, paranormal and murder, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, nothing gives me a bone like paranormal stuff mixed with murder.
So next week we're gonna do, I forgot, what is his fucking name? Oh, so next week we're gonna do H.H. Holmes. because someone requested that.
Yeah.
So
Triple H.
yeah. How much
It's different from the wrestler?
How much do you know about H.H. Holmes?
Quite a bit. I'll just tell you some facts.
Ooh.
Okay, so I think they think that was America's first serial killer. Okay, he was relatively successful in that he was a pharmacist. He was able to procure a building and construct it with a lot of custom rooms and places they think to torture people. But I think it is kind of unclear how many victims he had because he was a little bit of a con man as well and lied about things. And yeah, the victim count could be very low or very high. It isn't clear. What else? Oh, something I read very interestingly.
Yeah.
That's probably definitely not true is that they think it's possible, or there's a conspiracy theory out there that H.H. Holmes was also Jack the Ripper.
Oh, that'd be creepy.
And that he came to America. Because, Jack the Ripper just stopped one day. They never caught anyone. It's just
Dude, that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory out there, but I don't think there's any evidence to it. But it's something I was reading lately where I was like, oh, that's interesting. But, yeah. If you Google that, you will find that's a conspiracy theory. But, again, there's no evidence.
Yeah.
But Jack the Ripper is really interesting. That was like, a very early documented serial killer as well. And, yeah, there's... it's just, they always target prostitutes,
yeah, it's an easy target.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff with Jack the Ripper, for sure.
So are you going to be, interested if I, do a show on H.H. Holmes next week, or do you basically know enough on him for, I won't be telling you any new information?
I mean, I don't know that much, just what I said. I was kind of, that's all, everything I said is pretty much what I know. I think that's, the main details, though.
All right. Very cool. So I'll still do it. I'll still, so next week's episode is going to be H.H. Holmes. And we just got a new follower on Instagram, so let's see, who are we going to shout out right now? Shout out to Stefan Vandal for following us on Instagram. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, man. Please go buy those custom truck nuts. You can dip your balls right in to the plastic.
You can plate them in gold too. To upgrade it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll seal it, and basically you'll have a perfect mold of your nuts forever. And how cool is that? After you die, your grandkids can put those on their electric truck, So I think that's cool.
Cars.
Yeah, my granddad never gave me a pair of his nuts, and I've always wondered what they look like. So that's cool.
That would be so funny. If grandpa did it, because I feel like they would hang lower.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You could, that would be a really cool company. If it's just they do all this intense work, they photograph your nuts.
Yeah.
They do all
different
this
angles.
Modeling and
well, what if it actually weighed the same too?
They weigh it. Different experts come in and they have an artist, all these different experts, and then they just construct this beautiful, realistic truck nut based off your nuts. That would be fucking cool. And so I think, someone should start that shit.
Why do they end at not penises? Why is it just the nuts?
Because nuts, there's a symbol there. It's I have
big nuts.
Yeah, that means courage basically, or just I always say balls, but that's equivocating. So, it just means that
oh, I got the nuts.
A strong backbone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you. And
I love you too, guys. And thanks so much for listening.
I was talking to you.
Please donate.
To what?
I don't know. To
truck nuts.
Yeah, to us.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys for listening. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Ta-ta for now.